What's up, guys? I'm Carly.
I'm Gabby.
And we're the queens of all things horror. So if this is your first time seeing our channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more of our future posts and click the notification bell to get notified every single time we post, and follow us on our Instagram at Qoath.horror.
So for today's video, we're going to be doing our list of our top favorite final girls and final boys, since final boys are not really talked about that much in the horror community. So without further ado, let's get into our list.
This isn't really prioritized. We're just listing our top favorite, final girls and final boys without any ranking.
Yeah, and it's the genres, the subgenres for horror are out of order, so keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, they all vary. It's not just all one subgenre.
Okay, so we're first going to be starting off with our favorite final girls, but we just want to give a quick shout out to the tragedy girls, Sadie and Michaela, and we know that they're not final girls. However, they just make us feel so powerful and empowered as women in horror, so we just want to give them a shout out because we love them so much and we identify with them.
So the first female that is up for the final girls is Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and she is first introduced in Halloween 1978 as a babysitter, and then after that she makes her way into Halloween 2. We see her in H2O, and then we see her in Halloween Resurrection, and then of course we see her in Halloween 2018, 40 years later. So she just basically presents a very badass and strong female in horror, and it's just really impactful to female viewers like us. And of course we see her when she's a teenager in Halloween as a babysitter, and they just make her go through so much, and it's just so empowering to watch her survive everything.
So the second final girl up is Nancy Thompson from A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984, played by icon Heather Langenkamp. Now, she is, like Laurie Strode, she is presented as a teenager, and she appears throughout the Nightmare franchise quite a few times, and we just love her as well because she's very empowering and she is very strong-minded, and that is always something that we appreciate to be presented for women in the horror genre. Exactly. And she really goes all out for the role and brings everything to the table, and she just makes the movies so enjoyable to watch because she is such a strong and powerful female.
So the next final girl we are going to discuss is Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, and she is first introduced in Scream 1996, and she's the main heroine that saves everyone from the Woodsboro killers in the original movie, and she proves herself as a survivor.
So the next final girl is Sally Hardesty, played by Marilyn Burns from The Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. So we just want to say she is one of the, or if not the, final girl that is the most vocal ever. She screams like her life depends on it, which it literally does. And she is also a strong survivor that really shows you how traumatized and fearful she is throughout this entire situation. And she, once again, gave this role her heart and soul. So applause to you and your vocal fold.
So Erin Harson is the next final girl we were going to talk about, and she's played by Sharni Vincent in Your Next 2011. She is incredibly intelligent. She has amazing survival skills, and she literally handles every home invader like she doesn't care. She just, is killing them, doing whatever she needs to do to survive. And at the end, one of the very last kills that she does with the blender, so inventive, by the way, so innovative and just so perfect and beautiful. And she just really shows how that stereotype of how women can't, women are afraid of blood. She is strong and she has really good skills.
And she's amazing with traps because the types of traps and contraptions and killing machines, whatever, that she sets up, you don't see that often. So to see somebody do that is just really powerful.
Exactly. She also knows how to handle and acts really well because how the movie poster has her handling it, and iconic.
So the next final girl is Alex from Train 2009, and she is portrayed by Thora Birch. So throughout this movie, Alex presents herself as relentless. She is a risk taker. She is a survivalist. She is very fearless, and she basically tries to sacrifice her life to go back and save her friends. And the amount of boundaries she oversteps as a final girl in this movie are so great to see because you really feel so impressed by how strong-willed and strong-minded she is. So good for you.
Exactly. And also, while this film, Train 2009, in general is very underrated in the horror genre, she is also a very underrated final girl.
Very.
No one talks about her. I've never heard anyone speak about her. So we just want to also bring appreciation to her because she is so strong. And if you haven't seen Train 2009, we definitely
highly recommend it.
Recommend it.
Like, she is such an amazing actress.
Yeah.
So, and this movie is so wonderful. So
yeah,
just
really
a little disclaimer to watch this movie.
Yes.
So from The Descent 2005, we are going to be discussing Final Girl, Sarah Carter, who is portrayed by Shauna McDonald. So in this extremely anxiety-filled movie, Sarah is absolutely tough. She's badass, and she is such a survivor because the things that she does in order to guarantee her survival mentally and physically and emotionally in this cave situation is honestly unheard of, unseen. And sometimes it's just really hard to put adjectives on powerful women like this. So just watch this movie, you will see what we're talking about.
So the next final girl we are going to discuss, many may not think she is a final girl, but we, however, think she is an incredible final girl played by an incredible scream queen. And her name is Danielle Harris, and she plays Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4: The Return of Michael Myers. So Jamie Lloyd is one of the youngest final girls on our list, and Danielle Harris, at that age, she went through a lot when she was on set. They always made sure, like the cast and the crew, they always made sure that she was okay, she wasn't scared, because when you watch the film, Halloween 4, she goes through hell and back. And as a child actress in a horror movie with Michael Myers, I mean, we know Michael Myers, he's scary, the boogeyman. It's scary, and it's a lot that she has to go through. So we applaud Danielle Harris for playing such an incredible role and really bringing Jamie Lloyd's character to life. And also in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, 1989, we see her in the laundry chute.
Oh, wow.
And that's just so incredible because we were watching a documentary about it, and she said that the blood on her leg was her real blood. She actually got hurt, but she was so badass enough to keep going with the filming, and she literally told them, I don't want to stop shooting, let's keep going.
Yeah, she stayed in character as a child actress the entire time.
Exactly.
So once again, applause to you, Danielle Harris.
Yeah, especially at that age.
So Angela from P2 2007, portrayed by Rachel Nichols, is another iconic and underrated final girl. She goes through such psychological torture on Christmas Eve by the security guard in the parking garage of her work in Manhattan. Now this girl, Angela, she has one of the most incredible acting skills we have ever seen.
Yeah.
And she, once again, brings the role her all. She is so strong-minded, and she is very sneaky and intelligent the way that she makes sure that she survives and, you know, gets out of the situation alive. Despite her injuries within the movie, you know, as her character, she just goes with it and she survives like the badass that she is.
The following final girl we are going to talk about is Ashley in Better Watch Out 2016, played by Olivia DeJonge. I'm so sorry if I butchered her last name. But this is a holiday horror film, and we actually did a review on this film, so we will leave a link in the description if you guys want to see it. But Ashley, she is smart. She is so smart because the entire movie, she tries her hardest to outsmart the little boy who is trying to keep her held captive. She is smart, she is sneaky, she is very mature, and she also handled herself very well in the situation that she was in.
So the next final girl, or shall we say two final girls, they are from Hellfest 2017. Now this is the movie with the first ever two final girls, aka
that we've
us.
seen.
They're us too, so
Yeah.
let's just make a disclaimer. So the characters are Natalie and Brooke, played by Amy and Rain. Now these girls are the dynamic duo. They are best friends. They survive a very scary slasher killer at a horror carnival, Halloween time type thing, amusement park.
Very vibey.
And yes, they're very vibey. they work together throughout the entire movie to try to survive, and they are very caring towards one another, and they're very smart in the way that they handle each other and handle the situation, because they make sure that they help one another get through this alive. And at the ending scene, when they're both sitting, you know, all flustered near the medic, wrapped in their blanket, we just wanted to applaud them, because they went through it once again, hell and back, and they survived together as the first ever two final girls that we have seen.
So the final girl we are going to discuss is Amanda Young, played by Shawnee Smith. She is first introduced in Saw, the first one, 2004, and she is literally queen. She is queen, and many may not think and consider her as a final girl because she didn't escape a slasher icon and she wasn't running, blah, 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 blah. No. She is a final girl in this psychological torture subgenre of horror.
The epitome of queen and survivor is Amanda Young.
Exactly. She was one of the first players in John Kramer's game to survive. She survived the reverse bear trap. She became an accomplice. It's this whole story that we are not going to get into right now, but you know the Saw timeline is very complex.
She is in it to win it. Yeah. She went through such trauma.
Yes.
Okay? She went through so much, and she is so mentally strong.
Yeah.
I mean, of course she is not mentally strong, but with what she goes through and the way that, you know, she like tries to handle herself, she's so mentally strong. She is physically strong, and she is somebody that needs to be raved about more as a final girl, because she is a heroine. She survived. She really, it's like sometimes there are no words to describe.
There's just no words, and she's just incredible. And Shawnee Smith did an incredible job at portraying Amanda Young. Shawnee, you're Amanda Young. You know, it's not like you just play her just to play her. Like
you owned
Amanda.
her. You did her justice. Yeah. Like this is a final girl that really did like badass females justice.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly. So now we are going to be doing final boys, and final boys aren't spoken about a lot in the horror community. Yeah, like ever. Except unless you're talking about Ash Williams, which we will get into later. But final boys really aren't spoken about a lot, but they are very important, and they need to be raved about, because also, one, they're cute. I mean, hi. And two, they're just as badass as the females. Yes. And it's also really cool to see a guy who's not a killer.
Yeah.
But, you know, someone else who's, you know, trying to fight for his life. So here we go.
So the first final boy to kick off our list is Tommy Jarvis, specifically from Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, portrayed by Tom Matthews, who is also from Return of the Living Dead. So he is an icon in and of itself with horror. Anyway, so within this movie, flashback to Part 4, so Tommy Jarvis, in general, he is one of the youngest final boys to kill the slasher icon Jason Voorhees. So within this movie specifically, Tommy Jarvis, portrayed by Tom Matthews, he is strong. He is very strong-minded. He is so determined to kill Jason, and he tries his hardest to protect, you know, his like love interest. You know, Tom Matthews, he really gives the character his all, and he portrays such a strong and powerful final boy, and especially with the ending scene where he ties Jason up with the chain throughout the lake. That was absolutely iconic. Literally, Tommy Jarvis, you are an icon.
So leading into that, we are also going to discuss Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, when Tommy Jarvis was only 12 years old, and he was the final boy. He was also one of the final characters, and he was played by Corey Feldman. And honestly, this character, like Tommy Jarvis, obviously this is the same character, but played by a different person. But the way he was played, he was very innovative. He was very smart as well. Tommy Jarvis is just a smart character in general, so he knows how to get out of certain situations. He knows how to like beat the system, basically. Beat the system. And the part where he turned himself into little boy Jason, when Jason was a little boy, when he shaved his head, he had two like little strands here, you know, and he had like the outfit too.
Oh my god.
That was so smart.
The character of Tommy Jarvis, portrayed by Tom Matthews and Corey Feldman, are our two favorite portrayals of Tommy Jarvis. So an extremely underrated but incredible final boy is from Dead Silence 2007. His character's name is Jamie Ashen, and he is portrayed by Ryan Quanten. Now, firstly, as you guys know, this movie is incredible. We love this movie, but also Jamie as a character is one of the most strong-minded, intelligent, and emotionally like evident final boys. Like he is so human, and he's a final boy out of love for the death of his wife, and he really tries his hardest to understand what happened to his wife Lisa.
Another extremely underrated final boy that goes with an extremely underrated horror film is Patrick, who is played by Kelly Blatt from Exeter 2015. And you guys already know we did an Exeter 2015 review for our Underrated Horror Gems series, so we will leave the link to that in the description. But now we are focusing on this character in particular. Patrick, he is just so incredibly strong. He is tenacious, and he wants to help everyone. And he's also very loving too. Like, even though him and his brother have some tension, him and his little brother Rory, oh my god, he's so cute. Even though they have some tension, he is also very loving. He doesn't want him to get hurt. And he's also very human, just like Jamie from
Dead Silence.
He's a survivalist, and also his love interest turns his back on him, which is very unfortunate, but it happens, and he made it through, and he also made it through to the end, which is also very good because we want to see him survive.
The next final boy is Jesse Walsh. He is from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, 1985. He is portrayed by Mark Patton. Now, we absolutely love Jesse and his character. He goes through such mental and physical torture and trauma with Freddy, and he perseveres through the end.
Yes.
Listen to me. His character is so strong, and he has such, it's amazing to see him survive towards the end because he goes through so much back and forth within himself, and he starts to question his sanity, and he just really perseveres and is so strong with how he handles himself and what he goes through with Freddy throughout the movie.
Alright, so the next final boy we were going to discuss, many may not consider him a final boy, and many may not also consider this franchise a horror franchise, but we consider this a horror franchise. We love this franchise with our everything, and here we go. It is Alex Brown, played by Devin Sawa from Final Destination 2000. Guys, oh my goodness, first of all, Final Destination is an incredible franchise, and Alex Brown in the first film, he goes through a lot. Mentally, he is going through so much. He has these visions and these premonitions about things that'll be happening in the future. He tries to cheat death. He tries to help his friends cheat death. He literally makes you feel like confused, and like he makes you feel concerned for like his mental health too. And then people start getting mad at him.
He is extremely strong-minded in the way that he tries to cheat death, and he's very intelligent the way that he handles himself.
He's also another innovative final boy.
He is very innovative, and he really deserves appreciation because, first of all, amazing acting. Second of all, amazing final boy. Third of all, this is for us, it's a horror franchise.
Yes.
That needs to be talked about more.
Yes. So he is super underrated in terms of the final boy. The franchise isn't really underrated, but him as a final boy is underrated. Very underrated. He needs so much appreciation.
Following with our list is final boy Brent, played by Xavier Samuels from The Loved Ones 2009. Guys, he is amazing. He goes through so much trauma, physically, mentally, emotionally.
Oh my God.
Even though he is tortured and traumatized the entire time, his survival skills and his will and desire to live is so prevalent throughout the entire movie, and just seeing how strong-minded he is and how determined he is to survive death and this psycho family is amazing, because he is definitely a very another underappreciated final boy, and you know, we're just trying to bring awareness to some of the people that don't get as much light shined on them as they should.
Alright, so the next big final boy that we are going to discuss, we love him, you love him, we all know who he is. Tommy Doyle, played by Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd from Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, 1995. So Tommy Doyle is first introduced when he is a little boy in Halloween, when he is the little kid that Laurie Strode babysits, and then we see him when he is older, and he is just very, in this film, and we see him older in this film, and he's just very tenacious. He wants to figure out what is going on, because he lives across the street from the Strode family residence, and they moved into the Myers house, so he's basically snooping, but you know, for good reason, and he is trying to figure out what's going on, the story, and also Jamie Lloyd's baby. He is very protective over the little baby, which is super cute to see because hi, Paul Rudd.
Oh, we love him.
With a baby, that's really cute. But yeah, no, in general, Tommy Doyle in this film is very mature. It's so nice to see him grown up, played by Paul Rudd. I'm gonna keep saying that. It's so nice to see him grown up, and it's also so nice to see him try and defeat Michael Myers and really see the boogeyman that he was trying to see when he was little. It's just like a really good story, and it's also really nice that he is a final boy in this movie, alongside with Carrie Strode, who is also the final girl.
She's an icon. So the second to last final boy we're going to be discussing is called Adam. Well, his nickname in the movie is Bug, and he is portrayed by icon Max Theria from Wes Craven's My Soul to Take 2010. Now, Bug is definitely an underappreciated final boy. He's so amazing. He is so good-hearted. He is so kind. He tries to protect and save the other Ripperton 7 within the town from, you know, like the Ripper killer. So Bug is he's a very troubled kid, but he's very caring and he's very determined, and he really tries his hardest to protect, you know, the people that he loves, while also trying to like maintain his own sanity. So he's such a wonderful final boy, and seeing him at the end of the movie, you just really feel for him, and he needs more appreciation, and Max Theria is an amazing actor. Hi.
Okay, so the final boy we are going to discuss is Ash Williams, played by icon and king Bruce Campbell, and he is first introduced in the original Evil Dead film 1981, and honestly, Bruce Campbell is an amazing actor. He is, and also Ash Williams, like the character, the king of all final boys, because we all know him, we all love him, like, you know, like, the Evil Dead franchise is very popular amongst the horror community.
He is extremely well known, and if you think of Evil Dead, you think of Ash Williams and his chainsaw. He definitely perseveres throughout the entire movie, and he goes through a lot of trauma, mentally, physically, everything. Like, he gives it his all. Bruce Campbell is an icon. He is a king, and he is just an extremely well-known actor. So the fact that he's attached to an extremely successful horror franchise, it's really amazing and empowering to see.
So as you can see, these are all a bunch of incredible final boys. They're all very strong. They all went through a lot, mentally, physically, emotionally, depending on what the situation was.
They really do deserve appreciation among the horror community, because you know, they are so valuable to horror movies as well as final girls. So we just want to give our love and appreciation to these people in horror that we look up to.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and in the comments below, let us know who your favorite final girl and or final boy is and why. And if you want, you can also DM us, or obviously leave it in the comments below. And we hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!